Hello everyone, this is Highlander from MTG Cardsmith doing another custom Magic the Gathering card review. And today we've got another card from Globert-the-Martian. All the way from Mars to give us this beautiful card. Khevol? Khevol? Might as well just call him Kevin at this point, you know? Kevin World Nibbler. Alright, so let's see what we got going on here. This is a... oh no, this is a... there's a colorless and a black... for a legendary Caterpillar Horror. This is a 0/1. Okay, a 0/1 Menace. Very cute. Legendary. Whenever he deals combat damage to a player, that player sacrifices a permanent. Its frame is small, its teeth are dull, and its venom couldn't paralyze a fly. But it's determined, it's hungry, and it has all the time in the cosmos. Oh, that's cute. That's cute. You know, he's like a little caterpillar, and he's just going to eat the entire world, you know? That's kind of what's going on here. Okay, so this card doesn't do anything until you buff it up, right? You gotta... So, I mean, this is clearly a commander card, right? Clearly. This is clearly a commander card. Because, you probably would not play this in a... I guess you could play it in a standard deck. I don't know. It probably wouldn't be very good. Like, you have to be able to buff this thing, you know what I'm saying? Otherwise, it just doesn't do anything. Does it even have to cost 2, really? I mean, a card that does nothing, you could probably just make this thing cost 1. This card just doesn't do anything on its own, you know? And, okay, look, I have to complain about... Okay, actually, first I have to ask a question, then I have to complain without knowing the answer to the question. Because that's how I do things, okay? In Commander, cards that require this colorless symbol, like those Eldrazi that require these, can you play those in any deck, or does your commander have to have this symbol on him somewhere? Does that question make sense? Okay, without knowing the answer to that question, I hate when people put this on cards. I really, really do. Just because, like, they only did this in, like, one set, and it's just kind of dumb. Like, you know, nobody asked for wastes. Nobody asked for this diamond symbol. It's, you know, I don't know. Why? It's just like, why? You know, why make me pay this specifically colorless? I don't know. Like, this guy doesn't care about colorless. He's just a little black caterpillar. Actually, he's blue, but anyway. So I don't personally like this, you know, but I guess I can't complain too much. If the answer to the question I asked is yes, then this makes a little bit more sense, because then you're like adding this to your commander's identity. Or I said if the answer is yes. I don't remember how I phrased the question, but you get what I'm saying. Anyway, I think you could probably make this guy cost 1 black. He just doesn't do anything at all on his own. And, like, even... Okay, so, like, imagine you play this guy, like, on 2, and then, like, on 3 you buff him up. Even then... Okay, maybe he'll get, like, a hidden. Or they might just kill it. I mean, this thing's pretty easy to kill. This seems like a little bit of a magical Christmas sign card. The Menace helps a lot. The Menace really, really helps. So I'm glad you put that on here. But, like, basically, if you don't play that, if you don't have, like, a perfect curve of, like, 2 to 3, then this card seems really bad. Right? Like, imagine you play this on turn 4 or something, and they have, like, 2 creatures in play. And then on turn 5, you have to, like, buff this thing up, and it's now a 1/2, and, like, it's just not attacking into them. And then, you know, you make it a 2/3, and it still really can't attack, and then you make it a 3/4. You're putting a lot of resources into this card, and it's going to take a long time. Like, if you don't play it on curve, it feels like it's never happening, you know what I mean? I think the idea of this card is very cute. I take back what I said. Now that I've thought about how this card plays out, it probably shouldn't cost 1, because you know, if you're on the play and you like play this guy and then turn 2 you like put a counter on it. Now this player has to start like sacrificing like lands every turn, which is pretty bad. So I do agree with the 2 cost now that I'm coming around to it, now that I think about how this card plays out. But I do think this card is very bad if you don't play it on turn 2. Now I know this is for some commander deck, so like you're probably putting some things in there to help him get in, some equipment of some sort. You know, basically you got to put a lot of resources into this guy, but like by the time, if you're doing all that stuff, this is commander, right? So if you're doing all that stuff, like, and you're not doing the like 2 to 3 curve that I talked about, and you're like getting these equipment to put on them and you're buffing them up and everything, they're just going to sack a land. And at that point, it doesn't really matter, you know? So, yeah, this is really the only issue I see with this card is the fact that it's, like, good on turn 2 if you can support it, which is a big if. Well, I mean, it's not a big if in Commander, right? You're going to be able to support it, but, like, if you have the curve, right? If you draw a hand that's, like, this guy plus some way to, like, give him some power. And this is in black, too, by the way. So, like, black isn't really known for putting counters on things, really, right? I mean, that's more of a green or white thing. So, like, you're going to be kind of reaching on with this guy a little bit. I wouldn't mind if this guy was, like, green-black or, like green-black or, like, green-black hybrid. I think that would probably help a lot with this guy, because then you can play those green cards. That's going to help you put counters on this dude, you know? Plus he's a caterpillar. I mean, it makes sense, right? Like, you know, he's a little caterpillar. So yeah, I mean, this card's cute. I like the story here a lot. The flavor's great. I like the flavor of this card a lot. I wish I wish it was green black, and I wish there was some way to make this not bad when you play it late. And maybe like what you could do is like, what could you do? I mean, I was thinking like maybe there's some way you could like play this guy and get counters on him immediately with like a kicker cost or something. That kind of hurts the simplicity of the card. So yeah, anyway, I really like this card from a flavor standpoint. It's great from a flavor standpoint. You know, very, very well done there. I just worry that this card will be bad too often. In some situation, like in the situation where like you play this guy on 2, counter on 3, hit them, and they have to start like sacrificing permanents. In that situation, this card could become like pretty strong. But even then, it's like they have the ability to kill it, and then like if they kill it, now you got to pay 4 for this guy, and now you got to like rebuff it again, and now it's never gonna matter, you know. So I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe if you gave him, like Evolve or something, so that like you don't have to have these perfect cards to make it work. You just have to actually be able to play creatures that will make this guy larger, and then that way, like you. I mean, I like the fact that like you have to sort of build around this guy, but it just seems like it's just not going to work a lot of the time, you know. Anyway, there's a number of things you could do to this card to I think fix that issue that I mentioned. I mean, the other thing you could do is you could like say that this guy like keeps counters even if he changes zones. I think there's a commander that does that already, right? It's like a little hasty dude. Anyway, so okay, rating for this card. Formatting's perfect. Very nice looking card. Flavor's great. The art's borderline, right? I mean, this could maybe look like a digital painting, but it's definitely a 3D render, right? So that's pretty borderline. I don't like this. unless the color identity thing, and even then I'm like not a big fan of it personally, because like, okay, this is just like another hoop that this guy has to jump through, is the fact that you have to pay colorless for this guy. So like you can't go like swamp this guy, you have to go like swamp colorless land this guy, or like swamp soul ring this guy, right? Just get rid of this colorless, man. You know, like this guy has so much going against him. Just make this guy like one in a hybrid black green. I feel like that'll kind of go pretty far. And then at least you can try to live the dream. But like right now, it's like this guy is just this poor caterpillar. He's just like never gonna be able to eat anything. Maybe what you could do is like you could sacrifice a permanent to put a counter on him, so you could like feed him your own stuff, right? And that way you can help him grow. You know, that's a possibility. Anyway, I'm gonna give this one. You know, I really want to give this card a 4 out of 5 because of the fact that the flavor's so good, and that like just makes me like the card. But I think I have to give this one a 3 out of 5. It kind of hurts, you know. But the art, the combination of the art, the colorless symbol here, which I think really hurts this guy and is just annoying. I don't like it. I don't want to look at it. And the fact that this guy kind of has to live in Magical Christmas Land in order to work, in order to like actually do his thing, and even then is it even good? I have to give this one a 3 out of 5, unfortunately, even though I really like this guy. So yeah, 3 out of 5. I would love to see this guy redone with some way to make him, you know, be able to be relevant in the late game. I think if you could sacrifice your own permanents, it actually helps a lot, because then you could actually like do that like multiple times in a turn. So like if you have to play this guy on turn 4 or turn 5 or turn 6, right? They've killed him like twice. Turn 6, you can like plop this guy down, sack a couple of your creatures, and now he's a 2/3 or a 3/4, and now he can start actually like doing things. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's my review of Khevol World Nibbler. I really like this guy, but I gotta give it a 3 out of 5. And I'll see you guys next time.